Well, a lot went on yesterday. We had our horses race. I'll talk about them. Obviously, we're right here now in Delaware, Ohio. We went to the wedding of Bo Brown and Tisha Symes, now the Brown family. Married yesterday here. Excited for them, happy for them. And a lot of people ended up coming over from Ontario. See, Tisha's from the East Coast, where I'm from. I think she's from New Brunswick, though, or Nova Scotia, and where I'm from, Prince Edward Island, but spent most of her adult life in Ontario and throughout the States working for people in the horse industry. Bo Brown is Brian Brown's son. Now, they had been over in Ontario together. Bo went to Ontario with Tisha a few years ago, and he stayed over there and made a lot of friends by the looks of the attendance yesterday in Delaware. A lot of people made it over. Travis Henry and his wife was here. Bob McClure, Jody were here. Ryan Darash, who was my family was here yesterday, and a host of others from Ontario. And James McDonald was here also. Came over here for the wedding. So it was nice to catch up with everybody again, especially in that setting where you're not like at the track and you just go. You get to relax and talk. It was nice to sit down and talk to James about a lot of the stuff that's going on, both in his life, but in regards to the stable also. Talk about the horses that we trained on the weekend and what's going on moving forward at the stable. And when it comes to Ollie in particular, James being here was actually very helpful. Oliver plays baseball tonight and tomorrow. Well, tonight we're in Scioto, right? And it's really hard to ask Amy to throw all the kids in the car, drive 6 hours to Ontario to Ollie's baseball game, and then tomorrow, and then, by the way, throw him back in the car, go back to Ohio because he has school on Wednesday. His last week of school is this week. Can't possibly ask her to do that. Like, I asked James to. I said, James, if you want, not if you want, but if it's not an inconvenience, I said, Ollie would love to ride back to Ontario with you and go to the baseball game tonight. I know James is at Mohawk Racing tonight, but Paige said that she'd take him there. Said that she'd take him to the baseball game tonight. He'd hang out with them tomorrow morning, and then Amy or I will go over there Tuesday, watch his baseball game, and take him back to Ontario afterwards. So the ride back will kind of be a little crappy because it's late at night, but worth it for Ollie to play baseball. So that's the plan. We haven't worked out the last quarter of that race just yet, which one of us will go to Ontario. I'm supposed to race Born to Dance in the last race, but I'm not really worried anybody can race Born to Dance right now. So I don't know how that'll play out, but we'll see. And it was great yesterday to watch our horses race. Man, a Little Arson horse, you forget how tough he is, right, until you watch him. He raced great for Mark, a runoff winner. He looked great. He was collared yesterday. Flat out collared by a horse that Scotty picked off of him to drive. And that's not a dig on Scotty. He tried to pick the right horse to win the race. But for Scotty to know Arson, and he knows him, and to pick off of Arson for another horse, and then have that horse wheel right up into his grill in the last turn and look like he was going to tackle him and have Arson fight back and beat him, that is one tough little bugger, I'll tell you what. And even Scotty said the same thing. There's no quitting him. He'll go all day long. And certainly looked very, very good yesterday. And Timmy knows the family very well. Drove Arson's sister last year and the year before, and has just raced. He's just such a nice little horse. So obviously dropping him into the Stallion Series paid off. As I told you guys, there is no cakewalk. He had to win in 50-1 yesterday to get the job done in the grassroots. So the toughest division I've seen in a very, very, very long time in Pennsylvania right now. And I've watched the races on both gates in every jurisdiction since my eyes understood what racing was, and certainly since I've been up here since I've been in the States, but definitely since I've been up in the Ontario area. A real sense of what goes on and who's doing what. Every year you usually have a runaway winner, right? I remember when Captain Treacherous was racing, it was a good crew, but he was the leader, right? That division's always tough, but I don't ever remember it being as deep as it is this year. to be the second favorite and have to go in 50-1 to win the Stallion Series. And then he wasn't the only one. There was a Stallion Series race went in 49-4, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it's a tough crew. And that's the Stallion Series. Sprinkle in the 3 divisions of sire stakes that they had yesterday, and it is the toughest division in racing right now, I believe, anyway. So very proud of Arson yesterday, and certainly not disappointed in Time Is On My Side. Beat 3/4 of a length for third, come up a hair short for third, and raced well, paced 50-4. Out in the flow, like his first races, he was on the front or bottled up in the 2 or 3 hole. This was one of his first races where he is actually out in the flow. So, a lot to learn, still a lot to learn. But both these colts right now are going to get a little break. 10 days in the field for Arson. His next race is 30 days almost from now in Kentucky, so he'll get a few days off. Also, Time Is On My Side's next slated race is almost 2 months from now in the Adios if we go there. And I think we can and we should. It's his backyard. He's been pacing with these horses. Has he turned that last little corner where it's 49-48 yet? No. But that takes time to do. That isn't something you just go out and do. Sure, freaks do, but just solid, honest-to-goodness racehorses takes time. And I don't think there's anybody out there watching this video that doesn't think that Time Is On My Side isn't going to catch a hot day with good fractions and pace 148, 149 this summer. I just don't see how he wouldn't, moreover to that. So I was very pleased with both of them. Arson will head to Kentucky for his next race, which will be the first leg of the Kentucky Sires in Oak Grove, a place that he did well last year. Likes Kentucky. I was actually a little surprised. I was wondering how he transitioned, back to the 5/8 and back to the Stone Dust track and back to the Meadows and the Poconos in Philadelphia. But he's a good horse, right? Good horses transition pretty easy, and he certainly has. Just a really, really impressive mile yesterday from him. And with Time Is On My Side, his next start will likely be a prep race, an overnight, heading into the Adios. And I can't think of any reason not to race him in it. It's not like he's not competitive in there. He is. He was closing yesterday, a close 6th, beat 3/4 of a length for third. The week before, he was beaten fair and square 4th, but only beat 2 lengths. And the day I was second with him in the mud, again, 50-1 or 50-2 in the pouring rain in the mud, did all the work on the front end, all the heavy lifting, and just beat. That's his home track. So yeah, he likely will race in the Adios, and you may even see Arson there, to be honest. So a great day as we start to see the summer unfold. Sure, I say this a lot, but I think it's worth reiterating all the time. Sure, we're going to have our hearts broke with some horses, and you're going to have them broken another little while with the 2-year-olds. It's going to happen. But there are going to be some horses that jump up and just wow us. And if you would have said, how do you foresee Arson's year going? This is the better side of middle of the road for us. Man, just to see him go out and race so good is great. And then again, don't forget, the year the Time Is On My Side had, there's just a million question marks all over the place with this horse this year heading into his stake season. And to say that he's been a contender in the sire stakes, raced well, put together some good money, and has a mark of 51 already and paced 50 multiple times, I think everybody would be happy with that too. So really happy with what I'm starting to see unfold for the summer. And of course, we get the Trotters coming up this week with Memory and Imagination. Victory Blue Chip is going to make his Stallion Series, his United States debut this week. We have our boys Gypsy Hill and Irresistible Sun racing tonight. That should be a lot of fun also. And a host of others. We have a pretty good lineup so far this year, and the horses have come back pretty good. For everyone that's maybe let us down, you have a horse that has also jumped forward, Mounts for All or Widespread Panic also. So there's always that give and take, right? So really happy with the way our stake season has started. The 2-year-olds are up this year. I'm super excited about the 2-year-olds coming up to qualify. 29 of them on Sunday, and then we have 4 or 5 getting ready in Ontario. The ones that aren't ready are still getting close. They're getting close, and we will see. It will be a very informative week this week. Now, of course, the qualifiers don't make a stake season, but they do give you a little look. Now, I already had a look under the hood. I can tell you which ones wowed the hell out of me training this week. And I can tell you this much. There wasn't one single horse let me down. Not one. A couple of horses I wish had a little more pop to them right now. But it takes time sometimes, right? And quite frankly, there's some of these horses that you're going to qualify them race and be like, man, I just hope they'd be a little bit better. But I haven't seen much of that just yet. Now, it's not all of our horses. There's some that are back getting ready for Kentucky, some that are turned out. But for the ones that I know are ready to go right now, those 29 that are about to hit the track next Sunday, pretty excited. Pretty excited. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Amy she's resting still. They didn't drink enough water yesterday, I don't think, some of them. So Amy's resting a little bit. She had a great time yesterday. The kids were super excited and had a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun. So I'm going to have to watch Ollie's baseball game on Game Changer on my phone tonight, which is fine. But I may be present live on Tuesday, and that will be up to whatever Amy wants me to do. So I will catch up with you guys soon. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope we all have a great week at the track, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.